Pedro Benavidez was born to be a scientist. His parents set the example.
My mom was a neonatal nurse, and she used to literally ride helicopters out to the surrounding areas to help deliver and rescue newborn babies that were struggling. My dad's actually a doctor. He had a medical scholarship for performing rural medicine, so he actually went back home to Tucumcari, New Mexico. But as soon as that done, we came back down here, and they moved to Portland, actually, which is where I went to high school.
As you may have guessed, Pedro was an excellent student.
I never got a B until college. And that's something. I was extremely obsessive about my grades. And I feel for my students who I have right now who are similar to me in that regard when they end up with their first B or something lower.
After attending college in West Virginia, Mr. Benavidez went into healthcare research. He soon learned it was not what he truly enjoyed.
I was interested in medicine and research, and I enjoy research for the sake of research. I enjoy biology. However, I was in the same windowless lab 8 hours a day and realized I just can't keep doing this. It was just insanely boring.
Looking for a more fulfilling career, Pedro came back home. He worked odd jobs until he realized what he really needed to do.
Education is not my first profession or even really crossed my idea when I was in high school, to be honest with you. I sat down and thought about what I was doing, and I realized I'm teaching, essentially. I had been doing it in grad school. I had talked to a few of my friends, and I entered teaching.
Without any classroom teaching experience, Pedro took on high school science. He soon learned his students would be as diverse as elements on the periodic table.
My first classes were IPC students in the high school level. That was an enormous amount of special ed, 504 students, bilingual, take your pick. They are different students than what I was. I was a student who went to school, who wanted to be in school, who wanted to learn, and all of a sudden I'm approaching students who that may not be the case. That's always a common misconception with GT students is that they're really, really smart kids. They're not. GT students think differently, and that's the challenge right there. There are some incredibly intelligent students in there, absolutely. There are students who are average intelligence. There are students that are special ed. They think differently. They see the world differently.
Mr. Benavidez finds ways to have the kids inquire about learning. He finds ways to make it interesting for the kids. He connects to real world activities, which I think is so incredibly important.
Before his class, I took biology, and I thought I liked biology. And then I got to his class, and within a month, I was like, wow, this is so much better. I love this so much more.
It's super easy to get trapped in the loop of attend a lecture, do an assignment, take tests, repeat. It's stuck in that monotony. However, with Benavidez, it's not like that. Benavidez is one of those teachers that kind of reminds you that we go to school not to take tests, not to do assignments, but we go to school to learn.
Many of his students take chemistry in their middle years program for IB, and then they want to go back to the dearth of all of us, trying to attract kids into our biology or our physics. They've had him first, and they know what quality they're going to get.
He showed us a lab where he had protective gloves on his hands, and then he put them in alcohol and water and lit them on fire. And it was the first thing that got me interested. I was immediately like, wow, this class is so cool.
Mr. Benavidez gives students varied options for demonstrating their learning, and it produces remarkable results.
I had one student came to me who said, I want to make a comic book. I'm like, okay, cool. She got me 3 full comic books on the atomic theory, and they are absolutely amazing. At the time, my sister was dating the Marvel Television marketing vice president. I scanned it. I sent it to Mike. Would you just comment on this and encourage her? And Marvel sent her this massive box of swag. Professional comic book artist set, signed comic books by Stan Lee and several other artists. And you know what the funny thing is? She's a DC fan.
Supporting students reaches beyond the classroom for Mr. Benavidez. He sponsors students in a variety of extracurricular pursuits.
Pedro not only produces in the classroom, but he produces in academic competition. Our kids are winning medals in academic decathlon, science fair, going to the state science fair, going to nationals in the Ocean Bowl and in the Science Bowl. I mean, every aspect of science he has touched.
Last year, Mr. Benavidez came to our state science fair without this district needing him to. He did it completely through his own will, which really showed me that he was committed to giving us extra opportunities.
Pedro is worth his weight in gold. Absolutely. He sponsors many activities, spends a lot of his personal time with our kids, very much connected to our Texan community.
That connection with Mr. Benavidez helped one student make a very difficult choice.
He had come to me in the beginning of his senior year and was struggling with a choice between, do I continue with football at the varsity level, or do I focus on my academics right now? And he came from a family that he knew that he was going to have to get some serious scholarship money to be able to go to college. And it was rough for him. And he was talking to me about it, and I honestly didn't advocate either way. It's like, Albert, you got to make yourself happy. You've got to be comfortable with your decision, one way or whatever it is. And he ultimately decided to drop varsity football and focus on his academics. And in the end, he got a full ride to Texas A&M. For whatever reason it was, I've heard a lot of acceptance letters. I've seen a lot. When he came in that day, I could see his face, the light in his eye, the happiness. His future was in front of him.
Somebody has set those foundations in you that have made you want to achieve at this higher level. Become a research chemist, a research biologist. Somebody has set that in you that you're capable of doing it, that you can do it, and you have the skills to do it. And that person is Pedro Benavidez.
Pedro believes that teaching is fundamental.
We are all not just teachers, but educators. We teach our children, we teach our grandchildren, we teach our friends. It is something that is distinctly human in what we do to pass that knowledge to other people. I would like to think that I'm giving them tools to not just improve their own life, but those around them. I just want people to keep being curious, whatever it might be, to keep educating themselves and keep educating others. And it doesn't matter what you end up doing, what you end up learning, just teach yourself something new. Don't be stagnant. That's right there, just what really makes you old and boring.